My legs look like a night sky now. It has many constellations. It's not the side that has constellation isn't very obvious, but you can see it. So this is the second half of that isn't supposed to exist about determinism, because I noticed I got a bit strayed from the topic. We definitely went somewhere else. And I'm still trying to think about it. Because as far as I remember, we sort of have agreed about I think I should put this a little bit like that. We sort of agreed that we sort of agreed that we kind of believe in it, but we also believe in free will, because we don't really accept the fact that that everything is so black and white, that if this is this, then it cannot be this. We assume that it's a mix of both determinism and having some free will, only that there is always a certain checkpoint. And I'm not really sure if I understood your question, or if there is a question. So I'm a bit confused how to answer it. But I will try to give a perspective. Maybe the answer is really not the answer. I guess a lot of the times. Maybe it's just some kind of perspective that we can both think about or extract more questions from. Maybe at least that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Wait. At least that's the idea. There are so many flies in here. At least that's the idea of what your video called out from my realm. A perspective, not necessarily an answer, but a perspective. But also, I'm not sure. I'm so uncertain about a lot of things. I'm not sure if it's the flu that I have recently experienced and still experiencing and healing from the residue. That's, maybe you can hear it on my voice. But I just noticed I am so uncertain about a lot, about everything really, I think. I feel like even the opinions of not you. The when I'm scrolling on Instagram, like, no, not now, no. And I should stop scrolling on Instagram for a bit. I know also. So before I get strayed again from our topic of discussion, I will try to pull out the first thing that came to my mind when we get to the topic of determinism, which I also, this particular bit of my life, I also talked about it with my mother, I think yesterday. So when I was in Norway, fortune fell in front of me while I was wearing an orange dress in one summer afternoon. I will leave it up to you to decide whichever form it took, but fortune landed in front of me. But for some reason, well, I didn't take it. My life would have been changed if I did. But I thought about it. If I opened that door would have led me somewhere else, and I wouldn't have made it to Finland or grown into this person that I am today, which I like, or learned or have gone further into becoming onto the things that I'm interested by, or that sparks the tiny fireflies within my soul. Maybe my life became easier, or maybe I became a businesswoman instead of an artist. Well, I can be both, but I have to focus on one thing first and make that stable in order to be effective somewhere else. But I probably would have started as a businesswoman, then an artist. But right now I'm starting off on my creative. If business comes along, then it's not the main foundation. So, and another thing, there's another one thing that I wish, for the longest time, I wish it would have worked out, but now I saw why it didn't. The first love that I have, yeah, I think it's present tense still, because he's still my first love, and it's unchangeable. And it didn't work out, and maybe if I would have gone to the US, I wouldn't have the opportunity to go and meet the people that I met in Finland also, or in Oslo even. and learn from them. And it made sense why it didn't work out. And I am opening a lot of doors inside my head right now. It's overwhelming. I hope I'm making sense so far. It's really hard to it's really hard to believe that there are checkpoints, but at the same time, when you're looking back, it's so hard to not see it. Or maybe it's just the brain trying to reinforce what we already want to believe. I'm not really sure, because like I said in one of my videos, a lot of the things in my life I credited to being at the right place at the right time. And in order for that to happen, a lot in those most of those incidences, something went wrong. Like in Norway, something went wrong before I met my host family, who were very kind to me and gave me, yeah, if when I remember now, that's the first time I felt that my art has a future, because I only gave my host mom an A4 sized painting, and she liked it, and she told me to paint her a huge, like a huge canvas, huge. I would disappear if I went behind it. And I know how her tastes when it comes to these things look like. And if that one thing didn't go wrong before I met her, I wouldn't have met her. And if that one thing that went wrong didn't happen, which is also a product of the other thing that didn't go well, or it's like a domino effect, like how the 9/11, is it the 9/11 that started Twilight, that led to Twilight? Was the thing that you told me about? It's like a domino effect. What if determinism is a domino effect? What if but then for the domino effect to even